Hey guys, welcome to episode 7 of the L24 engine rebuild series. So I have to be upfront and say that this video is probably not going to be very informative. Originally, I had planned to do as many measurements as I could and bring it to the machine shop with a good idea of what I wanted to ask them to do. I did have a family situation that required me to go home to Pennsylvania, which is where that machine shop is located, kind of unexpectedly. So I didn't get as many opportunities to do all these measurements as I would have liked. And I just decided to bring it down there because I wasn't sure when I was going to be headed back again. But I do think that kind of showing what they ended up doing is going to be pretty informative in itself. Because when I did some of these measurements, I was getting inconsistent numbers just because I don't have the most, professional tools to do it. And in talking with the machine shop, again, they're a friend of mine, so I know they're going to be honest with me. They kind of confirmed that there's not much I can do as an at-home mechanic, and that for this situation, given that I know them, for basically asking them, hey, what do you think I need? I'm bringing you everything. I'm bringing pistons, the engine block, obviously, cylinder head, everything, crankshaft, camshaft, everything that you're going to need to figure out what you're going to do and what's required. That's fine enough. So while I would like it to be more informative, I think a lot of this hinges on knowing that the machine shop you're using is trustworthy. So maybe get some recommendations, some friends around you. And also, again, when I do have the video of taking it back from the machine shop, they'll tell me everything that they did and why, and we can discuss that. And I think that'll be helpful to you as someone who is preparing to go to the machine shop. So I brought them the block, the head, the pistons, camshaft, crankshaft, and all of the head hardware. And you should bring more, honestly, and figure out what else they might want by just asking them. Because they might also offer other services. For example, I found out that the machine shop also does vapor blasting, or rather, there's a company right next door that they work with that does vapor blasting. So I could have brought the oil pan, the front cover, the valve cover, things like that you would want to have vapor blasted. So yeah, just talk with them and see what they need, and try to just discuss your goals with them. But again, hopefully in the future, when you're watching this, I will have already brought this machine shop back, or this engine back from the machine shop, and you can see what I had them do as kind of a guide for what you might want to ask them to do. So as a bit of a personal update, while I was back home, my roommate where I live in Maryland ended up getting COVID, which is actually good timing for me, and he's fine. He didn't have a hard time with it, but I figured I would just stick around for a little bit. So I work with my dad, who's he's restored cars my whole life, and I brought some small parts there. Here's just that water inlet, and we used the sandblaster he had there. And as you can see, it's really satisfying to get some of these small parts cleaned up. So I actually ended up, I will show, but I got a compressor and I have a sandblaster coming, so I can do some of these at home, at my home, and because it really cleans them up very quickly, and they look great. I'm going for original finishes, so that's kind of the stuff that I'm trying to figure out right now. What got, maybe some paint, what got finished, and, what bolts got what. I also worked on this thermostat housing and just disassembled it, sandblasted it, wire wheeled some of the bolts. And but yeah, this is just meant to be kind of a preview of what the next few videos are going to be, because the machine shop is really backed up right now. It's their busy season because they do a lot of race engines, and the summer is always crazy for them. So I don't think it's going to be ready for another few months, honestly. So I'm going to take that time to really get through all these small parts, eventually to the carburetors, and completely redo those. But yeah, it's I think it's going to be an exciting few videos for me, because I really enjoy doing the small parts restoration, because it's so, like I said, it's so satisfying to get them cleaned up. So as a final note, I am looking for suppliers right now so that when I reassemble everything, all the parts that I use, I sell on my website. So if you're a manufacturer, or you've used a part that you thought was good quality and you know who the manufacturer is, let me know. And I want to become a distributor for them. So I'm looking for that. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. I apologize for the delay in this and that this one was not the most helpful, but thank you for watching.